general plan A has been that valedictorian, first of all, is selected, a panel is selected by a group of teachers and other representatives in the school community, and they go through an interview process, and then the final thing is an election by the students. So this is a person that students have chosen who has also met the following criteria. He has been very active in the life of the school. It's already been mentioned that he's been on several committees. Most notably, he's been a Lake Crew leader, which is our mentoring program for the grade 9 students. He's also been active with student council. And this year, he was the student trustee for Renfrew County District School Board. So he was really the voice of the students this whole last year. Roch has also been very involved in athletics. He loves hockey and has also played tennis and curling on school teams. Finally, he's also been a really hard, dedicated student. Perseverance is kind of one of the key things I think about him, and he's really worked hard to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I'd like to introduce to you your valedictorian for 2013, Roch Goulet. I also forgot to mention that it makes me really happy because he's going to take physics next year, so that's pretty awesome.
Ouais, ça battrait moi.
Non, arrête. Coupe.
Just fun stuff, I want to help first. To my fellow admirable graduates, loving parents, caring teachers, and distinguished guests, I welcome you here today to witness a celebration of General Pan A's 2013 graduating class. Now, each and every one of us wearing a graduating cap today can honestly say we, together, as a grade, have gone through a number of experiences that has built the best of who we are today. Now, to achieve your best was no simple process. Many obstacles, choices, and mistakes were made along the way, but we stand tall today and take the full honor to call ourselves a graduate. Like other previous graduates, we know that all through our time at school, we'd be confronted with many questions. We have had questions that vary from ridiculously 1 quarter plus 1 quarter in grade 9 all the way to Mr. Levister's calculus class, where we commonly ask the question, well, what the heck is that? On the other side of the school, we have been challenged by performing complicated vehicle repairs, usually on the teachers' cars, and building really fine sheds. But really, what have we learned from all that? To put it more into perspective, let's think back to where it all started. How on earth has Pan A transformed an immature, loud, annoying group of grade 9s into the fine, upstanding, mature, sophisticated young adults you see before you? It's crazy to think how far we've gone together as one graduating class. United from the beginning with Link Crew, all divided up into little groups, but slowly building into a family within the Pan A walls. Once Link Crew was finished, the real adventure began. Scrambling for classes, finding a good, cold water fountain, and exams. Running a test encompassing all the material learned through 5 months was no easy task. Not to mention having to write them in our old archaic gymnasium. After countless hours of hard work, or some furious last hour cramming, 2 sets of exams were written, and just like that 1 quarter of high school journey was over. Now, right after a short summer came grade 10, aka the dying days of MSN. Many changes occurred from grade 9. People were taller, new lockers, and we obtained a new title. No longer were we called minor niners, but just simply those grade 10s. Now, come on. Were we really just those grade 10s? On that year, we hosted EOS across country. Now, what made that event special was the amount of volunteers that came from our grade. That way, we were able to see a great portion of our grade organized and cheer for all the Panthers running that course. It was an excellent day in terms of results, and our junior boys won EASA and qualified for the All-Ontario Championships. Awesome. It was an amazing sentiment to be able to run the course and see all of our peers cheering us on, because at that moment, it didn't matter who you were friends with, who was dating who, and who said what. All that mattered was that we wanted Pen A to win. And on that day, as a grade, we all did. So as quickly as that year finished, we were already halfway finished to obtaining our diploma. So now we were working on that third quarter, and here's where the math began to fry our brain out. In our grade 11 year, we were well on our way to becoming mature teenagers. The only thing that stood in our way was our crazy addiction to vehicles and driving. Whether it was having a minivan, a truck, Jeep, bicycle, motorbike, Segway, Hummer, we were content to be able to drive and burning our parents' gas. Sorry, someday I'll buy you a tank. Maybe not. Getting to and from school was much easier. Going off base for lunch was now an option, and that freedom we had was the first step towards the commencement of the next chapter of our lives. Then came grade 12, our senior year. To tell you the truth, we may have had the hardest senior year in recent history. Together we have undergone an NHL lockout, teacher labor action, and a long, extended winter. And as hard as it may have been for many of us, we regularly kept in mind a famous Bruce Lee quote. If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of. Grade 12 is the best year of high school, and we managed to make the most memorable year before we move on to that next stage of our lives. Many memories were made all through our time at Pen A, but which aspect do we remember most? I can tell you the truth that our memories were not only made with the people we were with, but rather by the environment itself. From the small and crowded gyms, all the way to our enormous tech rooms, we have always been able to distinguish the difference between which room was air-conditioned and which one wasn't. Nonetheless, we didn't need that in order to make the best of our high school experience. Each and every one had favorite places, and we ate our lunches or spent our breaks. Either it was by the cafeteria, just chilling in the hallway, or Tim Hortons. We knew where everyone would be. Now, how many schools can name all the hangout spots where we had the fondest moments at Penn? And I believe that knowledge illustrates how bonded we are as a grade. I have only a positive outlook towards our graduating class's ability to communicate. That ability to communicate has been recognized not only through our school, but county-wide. We have spoken up and organized our own student rally earlier in the year. The student voice of our board is a member of the graduating class, and we together as a grade have inspired a new generation of athletics for Pen A. All 4 major awards available at Pen A for senior students have been awarded to members of our graduating class. They have been honored with these awards, meeting criteria that both demands academic and athletic proficiency. Now, how can we discuss Pen A athletics without mentioning the Thomas Sterling Cup, the good old student-teacher hockey game? After 4 years of analytics, whispering and planning our forward and defensive lines, we are finally given the opportunity to win that prestigious title. Ever since grade 9, we knew that this class was the most equipped to win that magnificent silver cup. When it finally came down to playing, nothing else mattered, especially when your father's on the other team. After 3 enthralling periods of play, we are unfortunately stunned with a 4-3 loss to the teachers, staring blankly at the scoreboard, just wishing we could have that one moment back. Only following difficult occasions like those, we tell ourselves, oh, don't worry, we'll try again next year. It was very clear at that moment we wouldn't get that chance again. And at that specific time, real life kicked in. Very early on in our high school journey, we were shown a horrible reality. The passing of Emily Watts was a heart-rending event that taught us we should never take our time here on our earth for granted. But yet, her passing did more than just deliver a lesson. It brought a community closer and unified the morning graduating class. Amongst us today, we have her sister, Melanie Watts, who truly is a symbol of strength, maturity, and ambition. It's those three words, strength, maturity, and ambition, that defines all of our graduates of 2013. Much like Melanie, we have all prevailed, and the future is for us to forge and discover. I came to Penn in 2009, and on that first day of grade 9, I hardly knew anyone, but I could not ask for a better graduating class to be part of. Better looking, the best looking, and they're just simply the best. On behalf of Penn A's 2013 graduating class, I'd like to send thank you to all of our teachers, our coaches, and most importantly, our parents for the support and guidance. In closing, I'd like to thank you for listening, and I'll leave you with a quote from Muhammad Ali. If my mind can conceive it, and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. Thank you.